Time for a story that's truly for the birds, from David Pogue.
In February 2023, a Eurasian eagle owl named Flaco escaped from the Central Park Zoo. For a year, he lived among the skyscrapers and became something of a Manhattan mascot.
You would see him kind of going from window to window looking in at people's apartments.
But then, earlier this year,
well, a sad day for New Yorkers and bird lovers across the country.
He crashed into a building and died.
Oh, Flaco the owl.
As owls go, Flaco was 1 in a million. But as collisions go,
we're talking about hundreds of millions, up to 1 billion birds every year annually, and that's just in the U.S. So this is a huge, huge problem. Red-tailed hawk.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Where's the hawk?
Red tail is coming in this last building.
Cornell ornithologist Andrew Farnsworth has done the math.
That's like 30 birds a second, 30% of the population over 50 years.
Is there a downstream ripple effect from that?
Yeah, they have ecosystem functions and services that they provide, including pest control, pollination, dispersal of seeds. As you lose birds, there definitely are ecosystem structure ramifications.
How are these birds so clueless as to fly into glass?
Birds do not perceive it as solid. They're thinking, oh, there's something that's either I can fly through or a reflection of vegetation or something that they're seeing in it that they're perceiving as not solid. So they fly into it often at full speed, maybe 15, 20, 35 miles an hour.
Every year, billions of birds migrate. They navigate by the stars.
So light pollution, because birds are mostly migrating at night, light is an incredibly powerful stimulus. It attracts birds, it disorients them.
And we're not just talking about skyscrapers. Last fall, at McCormick Place, a low-slung convention center in Chicago, over 1,000 birds died in a single night.
I think it's devastating because there's really not necessarily any reason for it at this point. We know what to do.
We do know what to do. We can start by turning off non-essential lights during migration periods, which also saves energy and money.
We see that birds start to return to normal patterns of behavior as soon as the lights turn off, literally within seconds.
In Texas, a public awareness campaign has produced a dramatic effect. Look at these before and after shots of Dallas, Houston, and Fort Worth. Turning off the lights can cut down bird strikes by 60%. As for the rest, it's all about making the invisible visible.
Putting special kinds of decals on the outsides of your windows, spaced 1 or 2 inches apart, just as an example.
Isn't that interrupting our enjoyment of the big vista?
Eventually, as you get used to those things, they disappear into the background.
But in newer buildings, like this apartment building going up in Queens, you don't need to sacrifice any view at all.
This is bird-safe glass right here, and I don't see a thing.
No, but on the outside,
On the outside,
it's different. Oh, I see patterns.
That's right. The UV pattern is here, and you can see it when you walk pretty close, but when you step back, you don't see it at all. Looks great.
That's ingenious.
The building was designed by FX Collaborative Architects, for whom Dan Picelli is the sustainability director. In 2014, his firm also fixed the biggest bird killer in New York City, the Javits Convention Center, 6 blocks of pure glass.
We used a material called frit on the glass, which is just a bunch of dots that are kind of baked on. And the collisions there were reduced by more than 90%.
In 2019, New York City passed an ordinance requiring all new buildings to be built with bird-friendly glass. San Francisco, Toronto, and Washington, D.C. have all passed similar legislation. And McCormick Place in Chicago? They've now installed those safety dot stickers.
Is it conceivably possible that 50 years from now, Flaco free in New York City might still be flying around?
I like to think so. I think that we're on the right track in terms of the laws and that people are starting to understand. I hope so.